What's up, guys? We're back today.
He's finally here.
I'm back, and this is Love is War episode 9, which we watched a little bit ago.
Yeah, we're behind this week, but that's okay. So, we're here to talk about it, and, we usually get 3 skits, but we technically got 1 skit with 3 parts. So, Michael, you want to break that down for us?
So, the first one is a skit revolving around, I think it's like a thunderstorm or something like that, like raining.
Like tsunami, basically, in Japan's terms.
I think you're actually right there, and or like a monsoon or whatever. But so the trains are down. The president doesn't have a way to get home, so the vice president's like trying to make him or get him to ride in her car. She also blow dries his phone battery so it dies and like replaces his phone battery.
Mechanical genius there.
Yeah, so that's great. So I think his phone is like broken. But like, actually,
I love how they mention that the final match because when they typically do the who won deal, it's like he technically won because he got like a new battery for his phone or whatever.
He got it used. But yeah, so then in that skit you have going through that process. Then he just decides to drive his bike in the rain when it's really heavy raining out there, and causes her to get all drenched in the rainwater. And then due to that, she gets sick. The second,
like every other anime trope, where they're staying out in the rain too long.
It's not science, guys.
But yeah,
it's math related to science. No. That's
nothing about this sickness that we see is scientific, I would say. But anyway, it's hilarious.
So the second episode, second part of the third 3-part skit, you have the secretary, the treasurer, and the president trying to decide who's going to go and meet and take like whatever class notes to the vice president. Yeah, because she's sick because of the water, I guess. And then basically the whole skit is the secretary keeps cheating, keeps getting caught.
And she wants to do that because supposedly the vice president is super cute and adorable and does random stuff that she wouldn't typically do when she's sick.
Which we see in the third part of this one. When the president goes to the vice president's house, we get a really creepy scene with the maid.
That's really rapey.
Yeah, I don't know what was happening there, but it was funny because she was like, "Don't do anything inappropriate, but if you do, no one will hear you."
Yeah, because the room sound she won't remember because she's in a fever dream.
So that was pretty cute. We got to see the vice president all wanting to have some fireworks.
Yes, which I'm assuming she's like a pyromaniac, which fits her demographic. But then we also get to see that she forces him to climb into her bed. Nothing really sexual, but
nothing happens.
Nothing happens. The maid confirms this for us. But yeah, it gets I think the end of the episode is where he's just running off out of their house and down the road, be like, "I'm so sorry, I tried the hardest I
didn't do anything wrong." Yeah, I mean, and we kind of do get a confession in some ways. It's kind of because she's like, "I'm sorry, I'm always messing up with your stuff. I just wanted to."
Well, I think he got, a confession of she didn't say she went to all this scheming to try to give him a ride, but it kind of was those things oh, it's not my fault, or it's not your fault, it's my fault.
Yeah, I'm always doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah. He got a little bit of a revelation, but not that much.
Not that it matters because she can't remember it. But maybe the president will change a little bit. We'll have to see in the next episode. Or it'll be like any other skit-based show and none of it matters.
Could be.
But this one has quite a bit of character development. So
and they've been building on the previous skits. Overall, I would say this episode, I really enjoyed it.
Really funny.
This is probably, I don't know if it's technically the longest skit we've gotten. And the fewest skits in an episode, but I do say that this is probably one of my favorites just because, I love seeing the president in her fever state that I don't think has any scientific basing, as we were talking about earlier. But I also just love the small interaction between the maid, which is very creepy. I probably could have done without that, but it was such a different dynamic than we've gotten that I was like, all right. And then the beginning, I think, was just great because, it's highlighted before how much of a cheapskate he is. He's just nope, not going to go this other route. I'm just going to book it.
Book it. Ah. He's I have Spartan charges.
Yeah. He's I have a potential to be struck by lightning or caught in the waves of the water. I'm just nah. I'm just going to I really liked that. Like I said, I don't think there's been a bad episode. I know when you weren't here, I've kind of compared this show just at Cells at Work because it's in recent memory, and I know when we talked about that show, there was a couple episodes that like we could have done without, or like we could have like traded them off. But overall, that show was really fun and enjoyable. And I think this show is like that, but just the fact that I haven't experienced a bad episode, at least to me. Like there's maybe been ones that like, you know, could have made a skit have a different approach, but overall I've enjoyed
and I
all
think
the episodes.
the one where they had lesser skits, they made up. You know, one of the episodes they have the secretary dancing at the end, which is great.
Yeah. Well, even
The
like this one
episodes-
too, where it doesn't have technically more than one skit, but it's still really good.
Yeah, so overall, this is a good episode, and I'm still really liking the series. I don't know how they're going to end it, really, because we have 2 episodes left. I don't know. I kind of would like some resolution with the romance side of things, but I don't know if we're really going to get it.
Yeah,
We'll
I
see.
feel like it's something like, you know, I think there's enough source material that they'll be back like with more seasons, so they may wait off on that development payoff, but I would like a little something, like even if it's just a little nudge.
And I mean, it's like they could still be in a relationship and still have that
Yeah.
battle dynamic.
Yeah, I think
Fight for dominance.
like whenever the relationship progresses, that opens up an all new like type of war. Like right now, they're like fighting in the trenches. Like whenever they're like in a relationship, it's like guerrilla warfare. Like you know, they could change stuff up there that's really good. Plus, you know,
Also, something great we had in this episode, we do have a how cute that isn't as disturbing from the vice president.
that's true. It's not a murderous gaze aimed
not.
at Ichigami.
Exactly.
Which, by the way, I love how like Ichigami was just like shame, shame, shame.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Cheaters should be shamed like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think she walked away in shame by the end of it. But yeah,
She should have. She was a cheater.
cheaters never prosper. But with that being said, I think this will conclude our episode by this review. And I'm glad you're back. He's in the flesh. I can actually touch him. So yeah,
I'm a zombie.
You should be able to say.
But yeah, well, it's been a great episode, and we're excited to finish up the series pretty soon.
I'm gonna binge watch all of it again.
Probably me as well.
All right.
10-hour loop
Yes, 10-hour loop.
of just that dance clip. All right. Later, Addicts.
See ya. Peace.